Greetings all, it's the Unpaid Intern back with another video. Today I'll be doing something kinda different from what I normally do. Today I will have a list. A list of my 10 favorite rappers. For those of you who haven't guessed it by now, I'm quite a rap fan. I've covered a couple, I'm pretty sure exactly 2 rap albums on my channel already. But I'm gonna make this list just to get it off of my chest. I feel like it's something I've always wanted to do. So yeah, my 10 favorite rappers. But first, let me hit you with these honorable mentions. Kanye West, Slow Tie, Travis Scott, Despot, Injury Reserve, Action Bronson, Chance the Rapper, Childish Gambino, YBN Cordae, Capital Steez, Tierra Whack, and last but not least, J. Cole. Please do not dislike the video just because J. Cole is in my honorable mentions. And with that, let's get straight into the actual top 10 list, shall we? Number 10, Denzel Curry. Now, Denzel Curry is easily one of the best rappers out there currently to me. There's always been this stigma that he's underrated, but I don't think we can still call him that anymore after the last 2 albums that he dropped. He dropped Taboo and he dropped Zoo, and those were 2 fantastic albums. In fact, they were great albums, top 10 albums of their respective years. Maybe not to me, but in terms of quality, yes. Denzel is fantastic as a rapper. He has this fantastic voice about him where he's so commanding on a microphone that he doesn't have to beg you to listen to what he's saying and put it into thought, because he has such a capturing voice in terms of attention grabbing. He has great flow, very good lyricism, and great swagger on the microphone. It's impossible to listen to a Denzel track and not get hyped. He used to make very hype music, and he kind of still does, but even when he takes a more lower approach in terms of his aggression and his intensity, it still resonates well. Like, I remember listening to Black Balloons on Taboo. That was a very mellow track for the most part, but it still sounded good, even though Denzel was kind of out of his comfort zone. We all know flipping, what's the song? Ultimate. That's the song, the meme song that made him blow up. That's kind of Denzel Curry's main shtick, but Denzel Curry has proven to me these past couple of years that he can do both. He can do both the aggression and the mellow tracks and do both of them very well. So that's why he's still very good, but in terms of a favorite, he's up there, but not as up there. So I put him at number 10 for this one. Number 9, J.I.D. Good old Jiddy Jid. My first exposure to Jid was the XXL freshman list of last year. It was pretty obvious that he was the best rapper on that list by far. I guess the only person that came close to him, in my opinion, was probably Ski Mask, the Slump God. But J.I.D. is a fantastic rapper. It goes without saying. DiCaprio 2 was one of the best albums of 2018. Jid is such a renaissance man to me in terms of his lyricism. He is an elite lyricist easily. It's not even a question. The man is very good at flowing. He has a great pen game. The beats that he tends to rap over are always very good. My favorite being Off the Zoinkies. That instrumental was fantastic. But yeah, I listened to the Never Story recently because up until this point, I had only listened to DiCaprio 2. But I listened to the Never Story, and yeah, Jid's got 2 very good projects under his belt. He's fairly young in the rap game. He just signed with Dreamville. You can argue all of his verses on the Dreamville tape, Revenge of the Dreamers 3, I believe, were great. People were saying Jid carried the whole album. I probably wouldn't go that far. But yeah, man, JID, that's why he's number 9 on my list. Number 8, A$AP Rock. No, not A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rock. A$AP Rock is probably the best writer on this entire list. And he's probably the most unknown rapper on this entire list. I don't think many people know A$AP Rock. But I do. I discovered his music earlier this year when he dropped that collab album with Tobacco called Malibu Ken. And it made me listen to some of his older stuff. Because the thing with A$AP Rock is he's such an immense writer. He uses words that you probably never even knew existed. He has an amazing flow about him. My only issue with A$AP Rock as a rapper is that I find his hooks especially kind of corny. I find his hooks very corny, but as a rapper, you can't deny A$AP Rock is elite. The guy has been rapping for 20 plus years and has never put his lyricism aside doing any of his rapping. He has never sacrificed his lyricism for anything, really. And that's why I think A$AP Rock is a top. He's on my top 10 in terms of favorites. The Impossible Kid I listened to literally yesterday in terms of me recording this video. But The Impossible Kid is such a fantastic album, man. It's so consistently good. And that's something I really look for in rap albums. I want them to be consistent in what it's giving you. And The Impossible Kid is one of the most consistent rap albums I've ever heard because A$AP Rock takes no breaks in that thing. The man is spitting from the beginning of the album to the end. And unlike most albums, well, I can't say most albums because I don't really listen to that. I haven't listened to all of A$AP Rock's discography, but I've never heard A$AP Rock so personal in a project before than The Impossible Kid. And that album's one of my favorite albums of all time. A$AP Rock, one of my favorite rappers, easily number 8. Number 7, Mr. Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs is great. I don't want to use the same adjectives when I describe these people, but Freddie Gibbs is great, bro. Freddie Gibbs is a spitter. Obviously, he came to my knowledge with his 2 albums that he released with Madlib, Pinata and Bandana. Both of those albums are 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10, depending who's listening to it. But nobody can listen to a rap album like that and say it's terrible. I think Freddie Gibbs is very good at stringing words together and is very good at flowing. He has a very good flow about him. I think his flow is probably better than his lyricism. Not to say that his lyricism is bad in any way, but his flow is freaking infectious. You listen to that stuff and you want to just keep listening to it. It makes you want to put on another Freddie Gibbs track and another one and another one. Freddie Gibbs is great. If you're listening to this review or this list, listen to some Freddie Gibbs. Listen to some Flat Tummy Tea. Listen to some Fake Names. Some freestyle shit. Some of that stuff off of his latest record. And in fact, come to think of it, every song on his last 2 albums with Madlib are recommended for me. Also, if you want, listen to his single album, Freddie. That was another good one. Number 6, Danny Brown. I love me some Danny Brown. Funny enough, when I heard Danny Brown for the first time, and I heard his rapping voice, I thought he was a troll rapper. I thought he was a joke rapper. I didn't think he was a serious rapper. I thought he was just a guy that made rap songs for fun. And that all changed when I listened to Atrocity Exhibition. Atrocity Exhibition is one of the best experimental rap albums I have ever heard. It goes into detail about drug abuse and the consequences that one might face from abusing drugs. And it's so contrasting because Danny uses these humongous, grand sounding instrumentals, and his voice makes it sound like all of this is good stuff. All of this is a fun experience. But when you listen to what he's actually saying in each track, you realize that that's not the case. He's talking about some dark things that are happening to him. Downward Spiral is the first song on this album, and it is the perfect way to start the album. It basically captures everything I just mentioned in terms of how Danny Brown structures each song on this album. Ain't It Funny is another song where he sounds happy. He sounds happy about what he's talking about, but the lyrics on it clearly paint a different picture, right? Danny Brown, I mean, he just dropped an album called You Know What I'm Saying, and that one's pretty good, but yeah, it was good. Like, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to all of it yet. This is basically, this whole list is just me freestyling for a bit, just talking about people I like in the rap game. Danny Brown, definitely somebody I recommend. Now for our top 5. I will kick off said top 5 with number 5, Joey Badass. Joey Badass at such a young age is already one of the GOATs to me in terms of just pure rapping. This man can rap. Alright, beats aside, production aside, everything aside, in terms of just being a great rapper, few can touch Joey Badass. I don't think I've ever heard a terrible Joey Badass verse or song or anything to that matter. He has dropped All American Badass, but 1999, bro. 1999. That thing he dropped in 2012 when he was about 17 or something like that. That album is heat from beginning to end. And I don't like use, I mean, I have to use albums to explain to you why I like certain rappers. 1999 is a mixtape that Joey Badass released in 2012. And it is straight heat from beginning to end. Survival Tactics featuring Capital Steez is one of the hardest rap songs I have ever heard in my life. Joey Badass gets number 5 on this list just because of how much respect I feel like the man has for the rap game and the New York rap style based on all the beats he's chosen, the way he raps, the swagger that he has when he's on the microphone. I can't deny Joey Badass is one of the best rappers of this decade to me. And with that said and done, I'm going to switch over to number 4, Joyner Lucas. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. Joyner Lucas as a rapper has kind of dipped in form for me in terms of his content and stuff like that. But I can't deny that he is the reason I'm listening to rap today. Joyner Lucas, the first Joyner Lucas song I ever heard was I'm Not Racist. And after I heard that song, I was like, yo, this guy isn't even a rapper. This guy's a poet. I expected to go on his YouTube channel and his music and find more poetic pieces to that, because I don't even consider I'm Not Racist a rap song. That's more a spoken word over a beat to me. But the next song I listened to from Joyner Lucas was his Look Alive remix, and I was like, yup, yes, this guy is a rapper. Forget spoken word. This man's a rapper. Joyner Lucas can spit his ass off, man. Joyner Lucas. I mean, I have to credit him in some way, even though I'm not really messing with his new stuff. But I have to credit the man because listening to those 2 songs is what basically opened the floodgates for me to start listening to rap as a genre. I've been listening to rap for a good while now, and I know a good amount of rappers, but the first rapper I properly listened to that got me into the wave that is rap music is Joyner Lucas. And I have to respect him for that by putting him number 4 on this list. Number 3, K-Dot. Kendrick Lamar. King Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar is number 3 on this list. Again, if I was going off of best, if this was the top 10 best rappers of the decade, Kendrick would probably be number one. But it's his favorite. And in terms of appeal, Kendrick only ranks out to number 3. And it's very crazy saying he only reaches number 3. Because let's face it, when Kendrick Lamar eventually hangs up the... What do rappers wear? What do rappers wear that they can hang up? I don't know. But when it's all said and done for Kendrick Lamar, he has to be a top 10, top 5 rapper of all time. To Pimp a Butterfly is a masterpiece. I listened to it once. Not once. I've listened to that album many times. There are tracks on that. How Much a Dollar Cost is elite. King Kunta is great. Wesley's Theory is great. I and You, both great. You Ain't Gotta Lie is my guilty pleasure on that list. There are a lot of people that don't like that song, but I love it. I think it's great. Not to mention Good Kid, Mad City, which is fantastic as well. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly is an important album. Good Kid, Mad City is a great album with fantastic beats and rapping on it. Obviously, that's why it's good. Damn is actually probably my least favorite Kendrick album, to be honest with you. Not to say that it's bad or anything. There's no such thing as a bad Kendrick project. But Kendrick Lamar is... I mean, it goes without saying. You could make hour-long video essays on why Kendrick Lamar is one of the best rappers ever. But in terms of being my favorite rapper, no. He isn't. There are 2 rappers I prefer to Kendrick Lamar. Number 2, JPEG Mafia. This guy is it for me, man. JPEG Mafia is fantastic. JPEG Mafia is the reason I love experimental hip hop. I didn't think I would like something like JPEG Mafia. I didn't think I would enjoy his music because it mostly consists of glitched instrumentals, weird samples, awkward percussive patterns, stuff like that. I'm like, the first time I listened to Veteran, I didn't like it because I thought it was crazy and all over the place. But I took some time out of my day and I listened to it a second time. And let me tell you something, man. Veteran is straight fire to me, man. It's so hard to explain why I love experimental rap. But if you listen to a JPEG Mafia track and you enjoy that track, then you like experimental hip hop. Because my issue with most experimental rappers is that they're not saying enough. They're not rapping well enough. They're relying on this weird production to make themselves stand out. JPEG Mafia does that, but the man has the bars to accommodate for his rap. The man has bars to accommodate for his production. He's not just saying random stuff over a weird beat. He's rapping over these beats, man. He's rapping. 1539 North Calvert is one of my favorite songs of all time. There's so many things on Veteran that I could pick off. We got 1488. I Can't Wait Till Morrissey Dies. Baby, I'm Bleeding. My gosh. DD Form 214. Songs like this. What else? Thug Tears. Real Nigga. Come on, man. And that's just Veteran. He dropped All My Heroes Are Cornballs a couple months ago. And that is one of my favorite albums of 2019. Grimy Waifu. My goodness. The title track on that album is great. Papi, I Missed You is heat. Jesus Forgive Me, I Am a Thought. Heat. The whole album to me. Maybe the tight beats in the middle kind of lower the album for me. But Free to Frail? Come on, man. Go listen to some JPEG Mafia, please. And with that said and done, it's time for the number 1 spot on this list. The Unpaid Intern's favorite rapper of all time, probably, even when he's being lowered into his casket. My favorite rapper is Earl Sweatshirt. The first Earl Sweatshirt song I ever heard was Chum, that he had on Doris. And when I heard that song, I knew I couldn't discredit the guy as a lyricist. Earl Sweatshirt is the best. Gosh, I feel so guilty saying best. So I'm going to say favorite. Earl Sweatshirt is my favorite lyricist of all time. He's my favorite rapper of all time. Doris is a great album, but when it really clicked for me, and it's funny because I listen to I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, and when I heard that song, I was like, yo, man, Earl, these beats sound the same. You're talking about the same thing. It's just this dark album of Earl sobbing and stuff. But I listened to that thing more and more. And the more I listen to it, bro, is the more I hear the bars this man is spitting. Wool, the last track on I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, Wool, fantastic. Him featuring Vince Staples. It's weird because I feel as though that's probably my favorite Earl project. And that feels weird to say because I listen to some rap songs. And it's weird with some rap songs because you got songs like Shattered Dreams and Azukar, stuff like that makes you really realize Earl's potential as an experimental rapper, because let's face it, that's what he is now. He's no longer a traditional rapper that raps over traditional beats. This man is chopping samples and glitching them out to create a weird atmosphere. But it's not just a weird atmosphere. He's creating an atmosphere that coincides with his subject matter now. That's why I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside had such dark beats, because Earl was trying to basically make you feel how he felt. And some rap songs, he does that to near perfection with these glitchy old samples, these dusty samples. And despite how messed up they sound, the man is still... It may not be the same kind of rhyme scheme that you're used to if you are an Earl Sweatshirt fan like me, but you can't deny the man is spitting from the heart. When he talks about the loss of his father, the strained relationship with his mother, his episodes with drugs and how he put that stuff behind him, his struggles with fame. No one is better at making you sympathize with them than Earl Sweatshirt for me, man. Earl Sweatshirt could drop trash and I'd still listen to it, man. I've listened to Earl Sweatshirt songs that are straight terrible, and I still download it because I have so much respect for the guy in terms of what he's doing with his talents that I don't know, man. Like, I walk into conversations and I say Earl Sweatshirt's my favorite rapper, and some people will look at me and say, yeah, I know Earl Sweatshirt, I completely understand that. But there are people that don't know Earl Sweatshirt that think his name is stupid and listen to him and think like, he's trash. But I don't think Earl is trash. He's quite the opposite for me, man. Even when you go back to 2010, when the man was like a boy, he was, I believe, 15, 16, and he dropped a mixtape called Earl. That thing today remains some of Earl's best lyricism to this day. I don't know, there's not much more I can say about the guy, man. He is my biggest influence as somebody that considers himself a creative writer. Somebody that dropped an album. Well, whatever you want to call that. That's a project. It's not even an album. It's kind of a mixtape. Shout out to whom it may concern. But come on, man. Earl Sweatshirt's my favorite rapper of all time, man. Earl, great mixtape. Doris, great album. I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, great album. Some rap songs, great album. Feet of Clay, good EP. Probably my least favorite Earl project of all time. But I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't be apologizing for this because it's my preference. Earl Sweatshirt is my favorite rapper of all time. And with that said and done, that's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you disagree with you can't disagree with my list because it's a favorites list. But if you're listening to this and you have some favorite rappers that you think I should check out, Drop them in the Drop them in the comment section below, please. I'm the Unpaid Intern signing out. These are my 10 favorite rappers currently. Thank you for listening.